All right, we were in just a couple things. So I have finished Black Thursday. Wonderful book. If you want to go any deeper into B-17 Queen of the Skies, this is the book to do it if you're looking for some reading material. I was going through some of my campaign stuff that I did when I was younger. I found this map that's much more accurate. I may switch to it at some point in time. This copy really isn't even the best copy. I must have printed this myself, but for now we'll use the one that came with the game. This one has more targets, historic targets, and they put them in the right locations. That may come in later. We will see. And I also came across and found this little friend, and that made me think that instead of FW190s that look like this, although the size, this is still a little bit bigger if I go with this. I think that's 172 scale. Maybe it's even smaller. I was looking at the Wings of War Eagles, I don't know, or the Reich or something. If anybody knows of, these are Corgi, I would love these for detail because I'd love to have the planes, actually the FW190s, the 110s, the 109s coming in this type of model. If you know of that, let me know. I looked online and apparently they're no longer making these, and they were crazy expensive, and there's no way I'd be able to buy, 4 of each or 5 or whatever. Obviously not the P-51, but the FW-190 and the German planes attacking. The Wings of War ones look great. They look a little bit smaller, maybe even on par with these, and they would be perfect. So if anybody has either those minis and they're willing to sell them to me, let me know. Or if they have a connection or something, or they know where they are, because I looked online and I could not find them for an affordable price. All right, we are getting ready to find out. Of course, we're going to Rotterdam, which is a shipyard. It's going to be a lot of ocean travel, but we're only in zone 4. So let me get out the green card here. Let's see what we roll. So first we're rolling on G4. We're going to see what position our flight is in. Holy moly, we continue. I should get that on screen. We continue to roll odd numbers, but of course 3, or low numbers, puts us in the middle. So close. But we'll be in the middle, which is a great place to be. There's no extra 109s coming in. Now we got to see our position in the squadron. This is the one that'll matter for the Gazette. And again, now we only roll 1 die. We have a 5, which puts us low. So we're in the low. All right, we're in Rotterdam. It's going to be now -1. So -1 water. I'll keep this on, and then we will have 0 water in zone 3, and of course +1 for a sortie coming in, water and Netherlands, depending on where we are over the target. So we've got a greater chance of flights coming in at us here. I am still using this updated checklist to make things proper. I did forget to do a wing hit in mission 7. So I'm going to do a better job of marking hits down here and then marking them off as I resolve them. As always, keep me honest in the comments as we go through. I get excited and I'll forget something. Generally in favor of the 17. Although I will also remember that I do have a free reroll because of the Patreon, so I can only use it once if I think we're going to have something devastating. And don't forget, if you want to have potential to come on the crew, although I have not been losing too many crew, if you're a Patreon supporter at any level, you will be listed as a replacement crew member. Let me know if you don't want to do that for some reason. So first thing we're going to do as we fly out of zone 1 and start to fly into zone 2 is we will check and see if our fighter cover is good or bad. So we're going to be rolling 1 die on G5 here. We will see. 6. It is good fighter cover. And that brings me to the other thing, is that number good on the way out will apply to the follow-on successive attacks. I will not be re-rolling every time to see what happens. I just know now it's going to be good. So enough of that. We are flying in. Let's see what happens as we switch over to the beige, or what I like to call yellow. So we're going to be rolling one die. It is not the target location. We do have a -1 to this die. It is a 3, making it a 2, which means we have no waves coming at us on the way out when we had good fighter cover. We're going to move into the next zone as we fly. So far, so good. Anytime we got bombs on board, you guys know I get nervous. We're going to do the same thing for fighter cover on G5, 3. That is fair fighter cover. Not as good, not as good. We'll see what happens. There is no modifier on this roll. We're not in a target hex in zone 3. So we will roll again on beige number 1. And a 1 and 2 is none. Hey, we got a 2. So far, so good. We're having a nice, I won't jinx it. So far, we have not seen enemy. However, we're moving into the target zone as we fly into zone 4. We still have fighter coverage. We got to see if it's good, fair, or poor. It is fair is where that resolves. So we still have fair fighter coverage coming in. We are now in the target zone. So we will have a sortie coming at us one way or the other. We will be adding a +1 to this die. Oh, nice. So it's a 3. A 3 still means only 1. So 0 to 3 means we still only have 1 sortie coming in. We'll roll for that now. Hello, there is a random event. I think that's the first time we've had a pure random event. 66. We'll take a note here. This can break good or bad. So let's see. By the way, you know what? I'm so out of practice, I haven't even mentioned the crew. Usually I'll go through that when we fire up. So again, Brian Sweet, as we move into the target locations, our bombardier. I'm going to go from nose all the way to the tail. We have David Hassel, who's our navigator, doing a good job. And our first replacement troop, we've been surprisingly, not a lot of folks getting seriously wounded or KIA'd. Brent Campbell is our pilot, our illustrious pilot, and his co-pilot is Ron Nicholson. It takes two extremely good pilots to fly the B-17. We've got Bjorn up in the top turret, Xanth, who has gotten himself the, which medal was it? The Flying Cross, I believe. I don't know. I'll have to check in with Bongo. Bongo does great AAR after action reports and really pre-action reports that he writes up on Patreon. You can even see those in the YouTube comments generally as well. But Xanth is a phenomenal radio operator, good with the 50. We've got Bay in the ball gun. HP, Hans Pizza Bach, but he prefers HP, is sitting in the port waist or standing in the port waist. Kevin is starboard waist, back to back, and Frank is in the tail. That is our crew. Let me go pull out the manual here to get to the random events table. And there she is on page 9. We're rolling 2 dice. We have a 7. That should be good, I believe. Oh yeah, rabbit's foot. You may re-roll any 1 die or dice roll. There is a subtext of a C. What is that? C is any roll which you don't like, which occurs after you obtain the rabbit's foot. Well, yeah, may be re-rolled. More than 1 rabbit's foot may be accumulated during a mission, and they may be carried over to the next mission. Well, that's interesting. So I've got an extra re-roll there. Once used, a rabbit's foot is gone. Now, you guys know, because of our Patreon supporters, it's kind of like we already have 1 rabbit's foot. So we're going to list down rabbit's foot in the description. That is great. Hopefully that allows us to get rid of the bombs. So we've had no flights come in as we work toward this Rotterdam shipyard. So let's go see what our flak is going to be on this orange chart as we come in. So first, we're also going to check weather over the target. For weather, we're rolling 2 dice. 2 dice are going to be rolled, 6, 7, 8, and that means our weather is good over Rotterdam. We have good weather coming in. Let's see what kind of flak that we're going to have. That's a 1d6, 2. Love it. It's not quite no flak, but it is light flak. We're going to go ahead and mark off light flak. That should make it a little bit easier for Brian, or as we like to call him, Sweet. Sweet to get a good bomb run in. He's been money, except for one. And so whatever he does, even if he's slightly off target, we will not hold it against him. But for that, we got to see what our flak does here. So a hit, we're going to roll 3 times. Chart 03, orange 3. And the only thing that's going to put flak on us is if I roll a 2 or a 12, 3 times. Holy moly. So there's 1. We'll roll for these later. So flak, I'm going to list 1. Let's see. That's not good. All right, we missed that one. No 2, no 12. No 2, no 12. We have 1 flak hit. That will end up giving us a modifier on the bomb run. But we need to roll 2 dice, 2 through 12, to see what is hit. So this is the flak hit, and it is a 4, which is the radio room. All right, let me mark it down. Radio room, flak hit. All right, we have 1 flak hit that's here, marked on the sheet. We're going to switch over to the pink sheet. We're going to come over to radio room, which is right down here. Stay away from Xanth. I'm kind of enjoying Xanth's gunnery skill. 2d6, 5, 6. I got to quit talking. That is radio operator. The radio operator has been wounded by this flak. I will stop talking. Sorry, Xanth. Oh my goodness. All right, we've got to switch over to the crew. All right. Radio operator is hit. We got to see here. Is it going to be 1, 2, or 3 means a light wound? 4 or 5 is a serious wound. 6 is KIA. Come on, 1, 2, or 3. 3. Woohoo! Wow. Wow. I cannot use the reroll. Well, the standard reroll I cannot use for crew. A rabbit foot I could use anywhere, but that's a light wound. Let me go in and show this here for a section hit in the radio room. Let me come in and show that Xanth has received a light wound, and way over on this board over here, which I will tell you as I played game after game I never really used, but we're going to put it on over there. I've even seen a lot of people, they will put the wounds and all the damage markers and stuff right on the plane. I actually think I like that better. And I'll put that right here showing that Xanth is wounded. Now, it's also where I roll, it's where planes come in, so we'll see if that gets in the way or not. But Xanth has picked up a wound. Not going to change anything. As far as his ability, I think once you're wounded, I don't know, I could check. I think you got to, when you're wounded, you roll on 6s maybe, but we'll see. It's been so long since I've had a wounded crew member. Okay, if I go look, a second light wound results in gunners may only hit fighters with a roll of 6. All right, then there's several other things I won't read through here, but the first light wound, I can continue all duties unimpaired, and excellent. So we do have, we have a wound. Xanth has a wound. We are going to move to the bombardiers section, see if we can see how the bomb run goes. We will subtract 1 from the die roll here, meaning that it's a 50-50 shot whether or not we're on target or not. So we need a 4, 5, or 6 on the die roll. Sweet has taken over flight controls. He is now guiding the plane via the Norden bomb sight. Sweet. We've taken the little rock and roll from the flak, and let's see what happens here. Whoo! Sweet is good. He is on target. Let me come in and mark that we are on target here. All right, bomb run on target circle. Now we're going to go for percentage, and we're down here on this bomb run percentage. So we're looking on target, and we're going to roll 2 d6. We have a 6, 7, 8, 9. That's terrible. All right, well, it's still good. It's 20%. 20% is good, but to be on target, that's the worst result we could possibly get once we're on target. But that's fine. 7 is 40%. 8 would have been 30. That is fine. Sweet, your money. I'm telling you, your money, even though we got bumped and jostled around, we still are on target. 20% is good. The bombs are gone. That's the other most important thing. We're turning around. We've still got 2 re-rolls. I don't want to get cocky. Do not get cocky. Let's see how many flights are coming in at us. Let me get over to the beige chart. So we are still in the target zone. A +1 to this die roll. We could have up to 3 sorties. Ooh, and we shall. That is a 5 + 1 is 6, meaning we will have 3 sorties coming our way. I'm going to roll for all of these right now. We'll squeeze it in, and I got to roll for fighter cover. I haven't done that, but let me get these numbers first. We're going to have 33 coming at us first. I'll see what that is in a second. We will have 11, I believe. That's a 109 coming in at 12 high, if I remember right. And the last sortie is a 34. 34. We will see what that is. Now, let's hope for good fighter cover. 1 die. We want a 5 or 6. Of course, the first time we have poor fighter covers. Our little buddies, there are no P-51s yet where I would have him come flying in, but they have yet to arrive in theater. But we have poor fighter cover when we run into a ton of German fighters. Well, that's why we play the game, folks. That is why we play the game. We got some good gunners on board. They are now about to get tested. Let's see what 33 is. 33 is 3 109s, 12 level, 12 high, 130 level, 12 level, 12 high, and 130 level. So at 130 level, only David can shoot. Let's see, let me come across here. We're going to pick nose. We're going to do, where are all my stuff? Everything's been moved around. Come on, come on, come on. Top turret. Top turret's going to come right in here at this 109 coming in high. I should roll. Let me put the starboard cheek gun on place, and I may be able to move these because I am out of practice. Even though we only have poor fighter cover, I need to see what that poor fighter cover may do for us. All right, I need a 5 or a 6, and there won't be any help on any successive attacks, but a 5 or a 6, no. So they're all coming in. Whatever they were, Spitfires or whatever, must not have been able to link up with us because they are nowhere to be seen, and we're about to feel it. Must be that good bomb run. All right, so let's see. Top turret, Bjorn is going to let fly. He needs a 6 to hit. Miss. I'll mark off ammo in a second. We've got Sweet. He's up off that Norden bomb side, of course. And he's on that 50 point right at the middle. He needs a 6. Nope. And then we got David working his gun off to that starboard cheek. No. Let me mark off our ammo. Marked off. Frank will take a passing shot as folks, Germans, come flying past. Let's see if they hit. So these German fighters, boy, I am out of practice because I also need to see if we have any experts, aces that are flying against us. So let me come in and check pilot status. 2 to 3 on a 2-die roll is green, and 11 to 12 is an ace. So, ooh, 3, we have a green. Let me get him on there. And that was still a miss. I remember a bad die roll. Nothing, he's just average and average, but that's going to make it harder for that top guy to hit us. He's going to need a 6. Let's roll for him. Of course, the green pilot gets a 6. So we have one hit that's coming in. Let's just resolve this as we go. I've got a feeling I could end up getting overly taxed. So the green pilot is hit. He will come back for a successive attack as well. Let's see where he hit. So we're rolling under B4, so beige 4, to tell us how many shells will hit. He's coming in at 12, so we will look at the number 10, and that is 2 shell hits. There is no modifier on raising these up. It's not an FW190 or a 110, so 2 is 2. We will flip over to the back side. You will come up because he's high. We're looking at the attack angle is 12. So we're going to have 2 hits. Goodness, an 11. Hey, Bombay. I am writing these down as we go. Let me get that rabbit foot off. We have a Bombay. Let me mark that section down. We have a Bombay hit. That'll be 1. And the second one is 9. Waste hit. I will come back and mark these off as we go, but I'm going to do that all at once. Let's see if this 109 coming in at level ends up hitting us. He needs a 5 or 6. We are hit yet again. This could get dicey. All right, let's see how many shell hits. 4 or 5. That is also 2 shell hits. So now you're still on this 12 o'clock or 1:30 or 10:30, but now we're at the level area to see what comes in. 2 die rolls. Oh, that is port wing. So we will be working on the port wing. And the second one is 10 superficial damage. So nothing. Let me mark a line there showing all these different hits that we're taking. All right, we will come back and do those all together. We're going to see if our 130 attack here hits. He needs a 5 or 6. Of course, we are getting peppered. What do you want to bet that it's at least 2 shell hits? Let's roll. And 10. Yes, 2 shell hits. Lordy, lordy, lordy. So we're back to the level section here. Whoops, I'm knocking stuff around. We have 9. 9 is the pilot compartment. Uh-oh. Ron and Brent. Let's see what happens. And the other one is 8. 8 is the starboard wing. We want to keep them off our wings here. That is the big danger at this point in time, now that we've gotten rid of the bombs. Whew, okay. Well, we have some re-rolls. That's what happens if we get an engine fire. So let's come back and sort out these locations. We're going to go one by one. So we're coming in with this first 109 coming in at high. He hit the Bombay. We will roll 2 dice. 5, 6, 7. 7 is superficial damage. A 6 to 8 would have been superficial damage. So we will mark that off, superficial. All right, I shouldn't even put a little note off to the side. We'll just mark it off. Next, we move to the waist. We flip the sheet over. We'll be in this area right here. All right, 2 die roll. 4, looky, superficial damage, 4 or 5. Superficial damage, we've taken care of the waist. Woo! Now, we are switching over to the blue sheet for the wings. So we're over here on B, it's like BL1. So we're on BL1, we will see what happens here. I wouldn't mind a wing root hit maybe, but 11. Hey, man, I'm calling it. Look at this, wing root. See effects on roll of a 2 or 3 or, yeah, well, I know what this is. You can take up to 5 hits on your wing root. We do need to see if it is the starboard, or no, we know because we're on the port side. So we've had a port wing root hit. I have this little chart over here. So we're going to come into the port. Here's our wing root showing 5 boxes. I'm just going to fill in 1 box. Of course, the danger here is that if you catch 5 hits on your wing root, the wing itself separates from the plane and it's an uncontrolled bailout. Quite hazardous to the crew. Hopefully we don't see a lot more of that, but there's our port wing root. We now will slide over to the pilot section. So the pilots are sitting with the engineer, the top turret gun, right behind them, and he's in this as well. So you can take a lot of crew hits here. This will be a 2 die roll, and let's see what we got. 10. 10 is the oxygen supply. So we got oxygen supply, and it's whether or not it's going to be the pilot and co-pilot or them individually or the engineer, and then there is a chance for an oxygen fire here as well. It would be a 6. We can extinguish. That's where our 5 extinguishers come in if we get that. But let's see. Do these dice, like, are they able to hear what the heck I'm saying? Are you kidding me? All right, hold on. Let me get pilot compartment. That leads to an oxygen fire. This is not good, and we're not even through the first sortie yet. They're all coming back successive. All right, I've got to go read what happens here. We do have the 6, which is a fire, and all pilot compartment oxygen is out. Boy, howdy, that's going to create a problem because we will have to leave formation. There is no option here. You've got to keep flying the plane. This is going to lead to a problem. All right. I'm re-rolling the 6. I can handle, oh boy, I should have probably re-rolled the 10, but I didn't. I'm going to re-roll the 6. We don't want to lose formation. Well, there goes my Patreon re-roll. I'm going to re-roll. Man. Yeah, we're in big trouble if we leave formation. So I'm going to re-roll this again. This is my rabbit's foot. 1. Okay. Hold on. There is no oxygen fire. However, that's the pilot and the co-pilot. Oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous, guys, because that means pilot and co-pilot. I have no more re-rolls. Pilot and co-pilot, which is what I was trying to avoid in the first place, oxygen out. No more re-rolls. We'll be coming out of formation. Wow. That's after we resolve all these attacks. It's as if they're all simultaneous. Holy moly. All right. Let me mark things off that I need to. Pilot and co-pilot, oxygen out. We'll be dealing with that in a second. Wow. And I still need to come to the starboard wing. See, me keeping notes has kept me on track, even though now I'm like, oh my God, you just blew your 2 re-rolls. Okay, let's see what happens. Starboard wing. 7. Superficial damage. That's good because you know what, Brun? You have no more re-rolls and you blew them terribly. Terribly. So, superficial damage, starboard wing. All these guys are coming back for successive attacks. Lord have mercy. Franck, take one of these guys down. We got to just at random. I don't think he knows which one's green, so we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. He's shooting at this fella as he flies by, this one here. So he needs a 6 to hit. Does not get it. Let me mark off the tail. The poor poor fighter cover. There's non-existent help. All these guys are coming back in a successive attack. So let me get to the right successive attack area. Beige. Whoo. All right, so we'll do it for the green first, since he was the high guy. See where he's coming back. We've got a 9. He's coming back 12 level. All right, it's a good spot for him. We'll do this fella here. He's coming back at 9 high. That is interesting. 9 high. And our last one is coming back 5, 6, 7, 8, 130 levels. Like we're dancing. He comes back right at the same area. We've got to get these switched around. The top turret is going to swing over here. We can't let that guy come in. Starboard cheek is still on him. We are going to have the port waist HP. HP is going to fire. All right. Woo. Let's see what we do. All right, we're going to start over here at, well, let's start up at the nose. So the nose gun, actually a 5 or a 6 from Sweet will hit because of the rookie. He does not hit. Let me mark off our ammo. Boom. Could have the top gun on him, but I do not like the extra shots you can take coming in here from 9 o'clock. Starboard cheek, we've got David again. David does not hit. That's all right. Not a lot of practice. Whoops, marked off nose. Let me mark off starboard cheek. Sorry. Save that ammo. We may need it. All right, we're going to come over here. HP, normally, let me pull out my sheet, would normally need a 6 to hit, but a 5 or 6 will do. Let's try HP first. Port waist, he's got a 2. HP did not hit. A lot of times I'll use spray fire with these waist guns. With that extra, oh heck, green's up front. Well, I would have used spray fire, but I did not. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm all over the place. That's fine. He didn't use spray fire. HP, my bad if you would have hit, but who knows? Maybe you're worried about jamming. Top turret gun. Top turret just needs a 5 or a 6 to hit. Oh, he got a 4. Got a 4. Sorry there, Bjorn. Did not hit. Did not hit. And now we got to see what goes on. So, up on the 12 o'clock here, needs a 6. Does not get it. Thank you. Also needs a 5 or a 6 over here at 130. Gosh darn it, gets it. And coming in at us, 4, 5, or 6 at 9, does not get it. Excellent. Well, let's get him out of there. We'll come over here and here. The 109 is out of the area. This guy's going to fly through, so we're going to park him down here. He missed, he'll be gone, but it'll be up. We'll see who hits. We're not out of formation yet, so these guys will fly on out of here. It's the next zone where we're going to have to go down in formation because the oxygen that is out. However, let's see how many rounds hit us. Ooh, not good. Not good at all. That is 4. That is 4 rounds that are coming in. We're in trouble. We have no rerolls left. Oxygen's out. This is going to get dicey. And I can tell already, I'm going to have to get ready for work soon. But let's finish off this sortie before we come into the other ones. Wow. All right. 4 rolls. 4. Goodness. Here we go. 5, 6. Port wing. Eee. We're marking it down. Rabbit's foot's gone. Port wing. Next one. 7. Nose. All right. There's going to be 4 of these. Here we go. 4 is superficial damage. So we'll just do a little dash showing that nothing happened on that one. Trying to keep track of everything. 6, 7, 8. Starboard wing. Stay off of these wings. My goodness. Starboard wing. So we have port wing, nose, and then starboard wing. All right, let's resolve those real quick. All right, we're going to come to the port wing, see what happens. And 4, 5. We have an aileron. 1 to 3 is aileron inoperable. No, we have a 5, which is no effect. All right, no effect on that at all. Port wing. We're going to slide over to the nose. We're coming over to see what happens on the nose. We're rolling 2 die. 6, 7. Superficial damage. Nose is handled. We're coming back to the starboard wing. Starboard wing. All right, here we go. This is scary again. 4. 4 is the wing flap. 1 to 3, wing flap inoperable. Wing flap on the starboard side is inoperable. So this will hurt us when we go to land. I've got to come over to starboard and fill in. So I'm filling in flap. And this will come help me when we go to do the landing roll. Flap is out. Whoo! All right. It's between these two on who Frank's going to take a shot at. So we'll do odds, evens. Odds, okay, he's firing. It is +1 to hit. He can't quite get it done. He needed a 5 or a 6. He is gone anyway. I was hoping it would be the other one, and he's gone. This will be the second and last successive attack that will happen. The most I'll ever do is 3 runs at the B-17. Again, fighter cover's poor, so we will not roll for it. 4, 5, 6. Well, I guess we will roll for it. It's just poor. 4, 5, 6. He'll be coming back at 1030 level. No, wait. Successive. Yeah, we will not roll for it. There is no successive die roll that can help us out with poor fighter cover. All right, we're going to resolve here. The only person that can fire is going to be David when you're coming in. It's the port cheek. We'll mark off the ammo from the port cheek. David needs a 6. Come on, man. No hit. The 109, who's been very good, needs a 5 or 6. And he misses. Frank will take a passing shot, and he misses. Wow. All right, off he goes. He is out of there. That should have been switched over to port cheek. I just left it on. It's still the same person. Wowzer. Wowzer. In order to help me remember where we're at, I'm going to go to the 11, which is a 109 at 6 high. I'm just going to put them on there. We're going to pause here because I do have to run off to work. And we will continue to work through this when I get back. We'll see if we make it. This one is questionable. All right. I am back. It's been a day. Work was busier than expected. But let me recap. So Xanth was wounded by what was really light flak, but we had some shrapnel come through the radio area, and I'm picturing like his shoulder getting peppered up a little bit. Nothing debilitating, light wounds. He can continue to do everything necessary. But we brought on the wrath of the Luftwaffe because as we turn out of Rotterdam after dropping our payload, we've been inundated. We're in the midst of 3 waves, 3 sorties of planes that are coming our way. The first one did some serious damage. We've lost oxygen in the pilot compartment, and we're going to have to deal with that as we move into the next zone. We'll be having to come down below 10,000 feet. All right, let me go look at oxygen out to make sure. All right, brakes are good because as many of you have probably already know, I'm still knocking the rust off because I looked up the oxygen out rules and it needs to be 2 hits to an area. So when I rolled and ended up with the pilot compartment having oxygen supply issues to both the pilot and the co-pilot, that simply counts as 1 hit. 1 hit to that location. I do not, or the crew does not have to descend below 10,000 feet until a second hit happens to either pilot, co-pilot, or both. So knowing that, the situation is not quite as dire. I'm still glad that we didn't have the fire. Trust me, an oxygen fire in the pilot compartment, catastrophic, or could be. You got extinguishers, you got to try to put the fire out. It means, if I remember right, although I probably need to read the oxygen fire rules too, we avoided that, so I didn't. It will take out the oxygen in the area if memory serves. So we've avoided that. We simply have one hit. Ron Nicholson, Brent Campbell, Bjorn, they're all in that area, and we'll be monitoring that situation. We're still in the midst of one heck of a hit by the Luftwaffe. We're starting in on the second wave of attacks. A single 109 is coming in at 12 o'clock high, which you can see here. We do have Xanth, who again was wounded. The radio man, was wounded by light flak. I'm picturing some shrapnel coming through, and I don't know, I picture like left shoulder. He's able to still operate all of his duties at this time. If he catches another light wound, there will be some restrictions, but right now he's still good to go. So we don't have to worry about dropping below 10,000 feet at this point in time, but it seems things are a little tense now. So let's jump into this. We need to see, is this pilot an expert? Two die, not just one. Thank goodness. No, he is just an average pilot. We do have fighter defensive cover, but it's poor. We're sitting on poor fighter cover. They haven't shown up yet. So for this fighter coming in, we are going to see what the role is. And I know there's been some comment that whatever role I have in a zone is what it will be for every phase that comes in. To be quite honest with you, I don't remember what I rolled with the swarm that hit us last time. And I need to find that. I guess it makes sense. It would be that number and that poor defense. I know it is for each successive wave, but maybe it is for each different sortie that comes in. But since I can't remember the number, we'll roll fresh. So it's poor. I need a 5 or a 6 to scare this fellow away. Hello. He never even showed up. So we're going to be turning to 34. 34 was the third and final sortie, which will be hitting us. Set these dice down. And here we go. We got some 190s coming in. So 34 is going to be a 190 at 1030 high. So let's get the 190 at 1030 high. I will remember that they have a 1.5 when it comes to shell hits. So whatever shell hit times 1.5. But there's also an ME-110 that is coming in a vertical climb E. So only the ball turret may fire at this fighter, and it must roll a 3 through 6 to hit. And it says it may be driven off by fighter cover. So we have a vertical climb, no problem. We're going to follow my trend of rolling again under poor fighter cover. This will be the number for this flight and successives. 2. That means it scares none of them away. Let's see if we have any aces or green pilots. First to 190. No. Average. And let me bring it over here so you can see I'm rolling off. 3 is yes, we have a green. That makes sense. This 110's coming in very low and slow, which makes it even easier to hit. Bay only needs a 2 through 6. That should be a hit. We'll see what happens. I hope so. Let's start with the 190. We're going to throw the top turret on there. We're going to have the port cheek is coming in from David. Where's that port cheek? He's coming in there as well. And I think the nose can fire. Let me go look at my trusty little pie chart here. You betcha. You betcha. We got port cheek. Oh, sorry, port waist. And no, not the nose. So top turret, port cheek, port waist makes sense. Makes total sense. Why didn't I think that HP was going to be getting some shots in? Ball turret, here we go. And we're hoping that he does not roll a 1, but I need to quit mentioning such things. Let's deal first with HP. HP's going to rip a shot off here. 3 misses. Let's go ahead and do David's firing from the navigator position. And now we have Bjorn is going to be firing those 2 top turret guns. 4. Nobody has hit as he comes into this area. Let me mark off my ammo as we go here. We've got top turret. We've got port cheek. We've got port waist. Kevin's not getting any firing action here in that starboard waist, but hey, that's fine. Here comes the big one. Bay down in that ball gun. Come on, buddy. Come on. 3. Good. That will be a hit. He does have twin guns, so there will be a +1 to his roll on the hit damage against a fighter. So if we can get a 4, 5, or 6, it's going to be destroyed. 4. Wow, it just comes in and matters. Those twin guns. Woohoo! Let's mark off the ball guns. We've got a, let me come in here. He's got a 110. Good. This guy can really rip in some damage if he isn't waved off or knocked out of there. Had he not been shot down, the vertical climb he hits on a 4, 5, or 6. All right, the FW-190 is going to come flying through. Of course, Franck going to take a passing shot. He does not hit him. We've got a roll for successive. So let's see. 7, he's coming in at 12 high. So he's coming back. We're going to, I'm not going to reach out right now. We're going to do the nose, and we're going to do the top turret is going to fire. Nose, well, heck, let me reach across. I must have sat down improperly. I'm having a hard time reaching over. There's a problem. Where did I put it? Right here. All right. So Sweet is taking aim with that nose 50. He misses. We're going to mark that off right now. All right, now, here we come again with Bjorn. Come on. No. Wait. God dang, why do I have him doing a successive? He didn't hit? Man, I'm off my game, folks. Now, this is good. Again, I do not have to drop below 10,000 feet. I was planning to do that. I was thinking oxygen's out. We avoided the fire. It's just a 1 hit to the oxygen in the pilot, for pilot and co-pilot. It matters because if either pilot or co-pilot individually get a second hit, they'll lose their oxygen. So having that roll affect both is still not very good. But, we're out of zone 4. We're into zone 3. All right, fighter cover. Here we go, zone 3. Excellent. We've got good fighter cover for this entire zone. And let's see, now that we're out of the target zone, we're looking at a modifier of 0. So nothing will affect this die roll, hopefully low. 3. That means we're going to have 1 sortie coming our way. Wow, nice. 41. 41 is going to be a single 109, 12 o'clock high. A single 109, 12 o'clock high. And I just realized that the 11 that I rolled that I was going to resolve when I came back, and I threw the 109 at 12 o'clock high, was supposed to be 6 o'clock high. You know what? We'll fix that now. We'll fix it right now. So that one was supposed to be 6 o'clock high. This one's supposed to be 12 o'clock high. This is called retroactive correction. Retroactive correction. So we'll get it. We're going to see, goodness, Rusty. We're going to see if we have an ace pilot or not. We do not have an ace pilot. We do have great fighter cover, so the odds are that they weren't going to be flagged off last time. And of course, now the odds are 100% that they will, because with good fighter cover, we're going to lose at least 1, but we'll roll 5. He's gone, but maybe retroactive correction is good. Oh, Lordy, thank you for bearing with me. I should play this like at least once a week. Time just won't allow. All right, anybody out there that is a stickler, feel free to thumb down. I'm not standing up to the stickler requirements of the game. Woo! Either way, though, that's a great number. We're getting close. We're going to roll and see. Now we've got a -1. We are over water, but we're looking pretty darn good. Oh, a 5. A 5 - 1 is still going to be 4, obviously, and we're still going to have is what one flight coming our way. And cockeye, but clearly a 3. So 32. 32 on the sheet. Let's see what 32 brings us, and then I'll roll for fighter cover. 32 is 2 190s, 1030 high and 3 level. 1030 high and 3 level. Ooh, Kevin's going to get some action over there now. Maybe. Let's see what our fighter cover is. Our fighter cover is simply fair. Come in and mark our fair. And we will roll to see what we're going to get on fighter cover. We have a 4 under fair fighter cover, which means one of these is gone. We will list odd, even. Odd is gone. So a little bit more danger actually coming over here at 3. So only Bjorn and Kevin can fire here. The top turret can fire, and our waist gun can fire, which is Kevin. And Kevin is definitely going to do spray fire. We're going to pull that spray fire on. Top turret's going to take a regular shot at him. Let's start with that top turret. In order to hit, we'll bring over our trusty wheel here. In order to hit with this top turret, we need to get a 5 or a 6. A 5 or 6. Of course, it'll be a 6 for the starboard waist gun, but we're going to do spray fire there, which will change things up just a wee bit. So 5 or 6. Nothing. Glad that wasn't spray fire, though. That's just Top Gun letting loose. Top turret, not Top Gun. Goose and Iceman, Maverick. All right, spray fire. So there's some chances that we're going to have some jamming going on here with spray fire. It's all listed further down here on the chart. 6 is still a hit, but a 4 or a 2 will cause this fighter to break off without firing. However, a 1 will jam these guns. 4, there we go. Fighter breaks off without firing. So he doesn't hit. He expends 3 boxes of ammunition, but Kevin hasn't fired, so that's his first one. Plenty of ammunition. Puts out basically just a hose of fire. And the 190 peels out of there, not wanting to fly into the midst of that lead coming his way. And that, my friends, eases the way for us to fly into Zone 1. And then we've got Brent and Ron preparing for landing. They've come down. They've put out a flare. Flare has been fired, showing that someone is wounded on board. And they come in to land. We do have a flap that is out. So with a flap out, we're going to switch over to our green sheet for landing on land. We're going to roll and see what we got. 6 7 -1 from the flap, if I remember right. Can't remember if one or both have to be out. We've got a safe landing at that number. Whew. So we've got a Purple Heart is coming out for Xanth. So we'll have Bongo do a great after action report. He usually always posts that on Patreon, along with some mechanical stuff, operational stuff, breakdowns in the mission. Obviously that's an AAR. He'll also oftentimes put that in comments on YouTube, so you can look for those if that's something that's entertaining to you. He'll be giving Xanth a Purple Heart. So Xanth was wounded, but is okay. That is good. I do not want to lose our hot gunner. Might be our first ace if he keeps going like he is. If he can get 2 more kills, giving him a bonus when he shoots, which is good. I'd rather have it with the top turret, who's firing all the time. But a good, solid mission. Sweet got a 20%. Beautiful. We narrowly avoided my poor use of the re-rolling effect, but we did not want an oxygen fire, so I'm okay with that one. And then a couple misplacements here or there. I'm sure I'm still off on some rules. Some people have asked if I'm using a variant. Yes, it's called the Chief variant. Stuff I've done since I was young. That is it. I think I'm going to jump right into another mission. So let me come back and work out. So what I'll come on and do is get our 20% here. I'm not going to do it with the plane as my backer. I don't want to put lines in it. I'll bring the crew down. I will show a light wound. I forget how I used to show the wound. I used to track it on their card just to show a light wound. But I'll figure out a way that I'm going to show that so we can track wounds. I know if it's a serious wound and they leave the plane, I used to do a single line through, and if they're KIA, I do a double. You can see this crew's been extremely blessed. I cannot use the re-roll for when it comes to crew wounds, and we have not had that many. Now, for those of you that are Patreon backers just waiting to climb on board the plane, I keep telling you, this is unprecedented. Usually you're filling in quite a lot of crew, although we've started out with our 5 milk runs and we're still on some easier runs. I'll need you, trust me, and if we lose a plane, I'm gonna need all 10 folks waiting in the wings to come in. And then I'll even end up recycling back at number 1. I think my Patreon count's still at 22 folks, so all right, hopefully that'll climb. If you want to join the crew, go to Patreon, look up look up, that's my other show, look up Bonding with Board Games, come on and support. See you guys.